Okay, so another functionalist. So Talcott Parsons. Okay, again, one of the original functionalists, but pretty much a direct student of Durkheim. It's again worth noting that he is from a little while ago, so talking from 1961. And again, as I say, a functionalist. Okay, so always looking on the bright side, a bit idealistic in many ways. So keep that in your mind as we talk through his study. Okay, so a lot of students try and use the idea of a bridge as a way of remembering what Parsons talked about, and I'm more than happy for you guys to do that, as long as you don't get too caught up in the analogy. Okay, so it's not a literal bridge. Okay, it's not he's not building a bridge in society to take kids from one side of a place to another. Okay, it's a figurative one. So it's basically taking kids from the family, okay, to society, wider society. That is the main function of education, according to Parsons. Okay, it is acting as a figurative bridge, a secondary agent of socialization, taking over from the family who have taught you basically everything that they can. Education takes over and teaches you how to become a responsible adult. Okay, and the way that that Parsons talks about this. Okay, he talks about the fact that schools operate on these meritocratic principles. Hopefully, we remember what that is. You know, the idea of gaining reward for hard work. Okay, that's what meritocracy is. Meritocratic principles. The idea that status is achieved on the basis of merit, and basically, in this sense, Parsons really buys into the to the idea that Durkheim put forward of society acting like school acting as a society in miniature. Okay, so school represents wider society. Okay, where Parsons believed that the individual is judged on these universalistic standards. Okay, this is where it gets a bit complicated. So in wider society, if you break a law, okay, you are judged in the same way as everyone else. Okay, that is a standard fact. Okay, that is what a universalistic standard is. It is something where you are judged in the same way that everyone else is judged. Okay, that is the way that society works. Okay, you are judged the same way that everyone else is. Whereas in the family, as you're growing up, you as a child are judged on particularistic standards. And this quite literally, okay, is basically rules that are particular to you. Okay, so your family will have particular expectations of you as a child and will enforce those little rules as they see fit. Okay, whereas the school judges you on these universalistic standards. Okay, and this is where the bridge analogy really comes in handy. Okay, so you've been judged on these particularistic standards all your life. Okay, and then you enter the school and suddenly you're judged on universalistic standards. And Parsons basically argues that the school does this so that you can eventually grow and develop to become used to being judged on these standards, eventually leaving school as a member of society who can be judged on the wider expectations of a universalistic society. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. These words are important. Okay, they are key words, and it would be really, really good if you can quote them in your essay with a fair amount of explanation. Okay, so again, hopefully my explanation has helped you understand what they mean. Okay, but do get in contact if you're still a bit confused. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, so the school is an important part of society. Okay, remember the organic analogy. Okay, the school is critical to society keeping going. Okay, but you can criticize a functionalist. Okay, we all know that. Okay, many Marxists would say that it's not necessarily preparing kids for the world of these nice universalistic standards. It's more preparing them for life being subjected to the ruling elite and whatever they want from the proletariat. Okay, there's lots to be talked about there, and equally, I'm sure feminists would argue as well. It's installing patriarchy, nothing more than that. Okay, I've just noticed the recording is going to end in a second, so I'm going to end it here and go back to this in a part two.